Good afternoon, everybody. I just woke up, so my hair is crazy right now. I can just do whatever with it, and it'll be crazy. I was curious, and I got up, and 2 weeks ago, I guess I got a message. I want to show you guys. It's hilarious. Check this out. This first part of the video is just going to be dedicated to talking about the situation as a whole and investigation and an in-depth analysis. And then part 2 of this video at the very end is going to be looking at those texts that were sent to me and the reasoning for this video. If those texts weren't sent to me, then obviously it would have just been a win with no complaining. But of course there is going to be complaining if it's this little group. So until then, enjoy the video, and if you want to see obviously that part, then you can go to that part also. But yeah, so enjoy. It's like he learned nothing from the video at all. And he's saying that I'm talking to other people that have nothing to do with the situation, but then he brings up Ivy. Or Ivy, whatever. What a moron. Contradict yourself while you're at it, I guess. It's funny that you, out of all people, Velocity, will talk about how I'm talking about other people in the video, but yet you still haven't replied directly to me on a call to debate, and you also instantly blocked me, so it wouldn't matter who I was talking, it wouldn't matter what I did, because you obviously aren't ready for this. You just are just scared for some reason. I don't know why you're so scared that you had to block me, because I showed people what everybody can see. You're acting like people can't see through your lies, but now that I showed that very thing and just made it more obvious, I mean, people could have done the research themselves, but I just showcased it and just made it easier for them to see. And now you're trying to hide from the truth by blocking me? Like, that's a just pathetic, sad move. How ignorant. I mean, blocking me after he emotionally lashed out on me in like several texts for paragraphs and paragraphs long, mostly talking about stuff that didn't even happen or that has absolutely nothing to do with anything, but then he's going to say that I talked about stuff that didn't have to do with anything. I mean, like I said before, if anything has nothing to do with the situation at hand, then the situation would be between me and Joshua, and if he wants to talk about it and wants to finish this situation that he keeps continuing and keeps getting mad and sad and emotionally stressed about and, you know, still talking about it, I'm sure he's going to tell his kid when he grows up. I'm sure he's told his wife about me. I mean, she's appeared in my comments too, so that's how sad this is. Someone who he met that is important in his life, that he's now starting to talk about me to her, which, okay, if he's talking about the good times we had, sure, okay, whatever. But obviously, it's not just that, because she talked trash on me on my videos. And that goes to show how people will quickly judge a book by its cover and not actually get to know people, while they just instantly assume everything, jump to conclusions, etc. Because Joshua never got to know me. He never got to know how I am, who I am, etc. We barely hanged out a few times over the span of a couple years, like a little bit 2008, maybe after that a little bit one time, whatever. And then in 2016, 2017, dude, like it was just it was a handful of times, and maybe if not that, a couple of handful of times, and then that was it. And he's acting like we spent so many years and so many memories. Like, bro, we only hanged out like freaking 14, 15 times. And we mostly just played games. You're acting like we did all this life experiences. And it's like, no, we didn't do all that. So obviously he's bugging, and probably is the vapes getting to his head. I don't know. So you can obviously see how much of a toll this is being on Joshua, because he's not being a man, being a fully grown adult, and coming straight to me and going to direct messages and then pressing the call button and then just finishing his little issue that he has with me, because I don't care that we're not friends. It's just some random person in the world, and so what? Now I'm not friends with one person. Okay, so I could care less. The situation stopped mattering to me back in 2018. So, I mean, there's just not really much else to do here. So the situation's been done since 2018, and it's now 2026, and you're complaining to me, Velocity. So explain to me your part in this whole thing, and explain to me what I'm doing so wrong in this whole thing. Oh, wait, you can't do any of that because you blocked me. Well, you only blocked me on one social media, but I'm sure you're going to do it just like Zivy and Joshua did and block me on all social media platforms. So, I mean, it wouldn't be that surprising to me that you can't even you can't even talk to someone simply. I mean, that's basically what it is. You can't talk to someone on the phone. I don't know why that's so impossible and why that intimidates you and scares you so much, but that's all you have to do if it matters that much. Or you could just shut your mouth and stop talking about something that you weren't there for and something that you don't understand. But you don't really have a lot of options, I mean, because you just weren't there for any of this and you don't play a part in this. Either way, whatever you do, velocity is not going to matter because no one cares. You're doing stuff that's just worthless. Like, it's not going to do anything. So, I mean, you can continue doing that, just like Zivy is, just like Joshua is, just like everybody in your little group is, and waste time, energy, dedication, effort, all that stuff that you could be putting into literally anything in life. But instead, I mean, I'm sure every time Zivy joins the Discord group chat, you guys are talking about me. I'm sure anytime he texts in the group chat and drops a link to one of my videos, he's going to keep doing that. And you guys are going to continue allowing that type of stuff because for some reason you guys talk to that random. And so, I mean, you're inviting that type of stuff and allowing that to be around you. And you guys don't even realize it. You guys don't even realize how much of it it's already a bad thing, but the more that time goes on, you're going to see how many years you've wasted talking about me and doing all this stuff with me, and just how much time and all that stuff's going to waste because you have only one life and you only have so much time. And if you're going to spend it on one person because Joshua had a bad experience with me, because of that, like, you're going to spend almost a whole entire decade talking bad about me and doing this whole thing. I mean, just this is simple to think of stuff. You should be thinking about your own life yourself. You should be thinking about this type of stuff. You shouldn't need someone's help to make you understand that this is pointless. But apparently you guys need to hear it because, I mean, this is like the 8th and 9th year and it's like, come on. Like, this situation should have stopped a long time ago. But you guys live the life you guys want to live. If you want to waste that time, you go for it. Waste your life away. And until you can see that's that toxic poison that you're allowing into your environment, then you won't realize that toxic environment's going to take over, and next you know, you're going to be a part of the issue. And all that stuff I'm sure that you didn't like in the past and all that stuff, just like Joshua, for example, not liking bullies and not liking stuff that stressed him out in the past. Now he's become a bully, and all the stuff that he didn't like, he's become his worst enemy pretty much. And all the stuff that he told me he didn't like and that I was his only friend, this is stuff that I've already said, but just to set up this example, the groundwork, so you guys can understand. I mean, this is the type of stuff you guys are inviting by having Zivy around. I mean, with someone like that being terminally online, I find it hilarious that, like, Velocity is trying to say that I have a neck beard and, like, derogatory stuff and stuff like I'm unhygienic. It's like, wait, you have not seen Zivy and how much time that fool spends online, bro. Like, that kid he's online way too much. Like, I guarantee he's on his computer every day of his life. Like, ever since he got a PC from his parents or something, ever since he got that PC, he has not gone off of it. That chair's smelling like cheese, man. Like, it's not good. If you think I'm unhygienic by any means, if you think that I have no hygiene whatsoever, or very poor hygiene, just oh man, you guys have not seen Zivy. That is factual. I mean, you could just tell by looking at him, but besides that, like, I'm sure these guys didn't see it, like, when he was live streaming, and I bet he didn't know that I was watching his live stream at that point, because I was like, oh, let's see what this guy's all about, you know, he wants to talk trash on my live streams and all my stuff that I do, and apparently he's the best of the best when it comes to it, so let me learn something from watching this. And learn I did. Just wait until I explain it. And I watch his live stream, he's sitting there on Black Ops Cold War, and he's losing gunfights left and right, playing terribly after I beat him, and he's spam reporting people he's losing gunfights to, picking his nose and ear periodically, and leaves the game after spam reporting because he lost. That's Zivy, okay? That's who that is. So whoever was with him talking about my fat man stand roast track, you're defending that. Just so you know, whoever that was in that video where he's that black cat virtual reality thing, that's your homeboy. So if you think you're hard because, oh, let's make fun of this roast track because we don't know how to write hip-hop and rap and that's too hard to do, and trying to talk trash on that, like, you're defending that, okay? So just to put it in comparison, since you know so much about rap and hip-hop. So just a reminder, you know, because apparently you wasn't able to think of that. So if you really want to think that I have poor hygiene, oh man, you guys have not met each other in real life, huh? You guys have really not known each other in real life or nothing like that, because I'm sure the minute that this video goes up, he's going to start taking showers. If you guys meet each other in real life and start brushing his teeth, mouthwash, all that, I'm sure he's going to start doing that. And, well, if not, then, you know, that's not surprising either. So, I mean, he's either going to do one of two things. He's either going to do what I just said, or he's still going to be the same way that he's always been every day of his life, because that's just the type of person he seems to be. And by the person that he seems to be, he's most likely not even going to meet up with him in real life, because he's too scared to debate on a phone call with me. So what makes you think that he's going to go out there and actually meet these guys that he's forcing to hate me and forcing to not like me? So, I mean, that's why Velocity's even saying this stuff to me. That's why Velocity is even doing this in the first place. That's what I just explained. This toxic environment that they're allowing themselves to be in, that's why Joshua was doing some of the stuff. Joshua would have never made those fake videos and never did any of that stuff talking like bad on me with fake accounts with Zivy. He wouldn't even have done any of that stuff if it weren't for Zivy. I guarantee it. This group is just rats strapped in a maze that I made. You make your own choice. I mean, I'm not going to help besides this video. And I know I just said that I wasn't going to dumb it down and break it down, but I will a little bit in this video. But that's all the game I'm going to be spinning, because afterwards, this is a content deputy, so I mean, like, that's that. I'm just kidding. That's just a meme. But, I mean, it technically is a content deputy, and then that's it. So you can either waste your life away doing this still for some reason and listening to Zivy, or alternatively, you could do the best and only option, and that is, or you could just enjoy your games that you play, enjoy your ninja diffuses, enjoy all the stuff you're doing, and just don't think about me, don't talk about me, and I will guarantee you it's going to go really well, and I guarantee you're going to enjoy life a lot better by not spending time onto this. It's just a waste of time. So, I mean, you can take my advice with that and go with that. Just the same exact thing that I told Zivy, the same exact thing that I told Joshua, the fake clone. You could go with that and do what they didn't do and actually learn from this situation and just leave it alone. I mean, you could either do that, or you could be like them and just keep going with something that's just not going to matter, because I haven't been around Joshua since 2018. So, I mean, you make your choice. Joshua made his by leaving in 2018, 2017, whatever. I made mine by myself, not caring since then. And years later, he talks about it. He's told you about it. Why do you think you're in my comment section? You say you never heard of me, you never been to my channel before, quote unquote, but then I literally have a screenshot that I showed on the last video of you talking trash. So you've been to my channel multiple times, I'm sure of it. It's wild how unprofessional you're doing this, Zach Velocity, because this is just completely, this looks very bad on your part. This is exactly like content deputy rice gum. Like I said in the last video, Velocity and the rest of the group, don't talk about me or to me unless you're ready to debate. If that's too horrifying like it's been for years because you guys haven't done it yet, then you need to find something else in life to do that is not video games, so your brains can finally function like average human beings, because obviously video games have done something to you guys to make you think that life and reality is video games and everything is video games. And so you treat everything like video games, and you don't actually treat situations like you're a grown human being or a grown adult or a grown man. You treat it as if you're still an adolescent, still playing your little Call of Duties or your little games that you played. Like, it's not that no more. As long as you're talking to me or about me in this situation, it's not no time for no games. It's not no game time. Like, this isn't time for games. This is time to actually talk about real stuff. And I know, obviously, it's not that serious to you guys, which is why you're still going to continue buying bots, which is why you're still going to get in the cycle of doing what you guys are doing, and which is why you guys are most likely never going to learn anything from this situation, because not only are you letting Zivy make every choice for you and think for you and everything for you, I mean, he's the only reason that you guys are even still talking about me and that stuff. I mean, most of the reason that's pushing that thing forward. The other reason is Joshua, because I mean, without Zivy, there's still a lot of Joshua's fault in it. So I mean, it really is like an 80-20 thing, because like Zivy's really trying to do this situation and Joshua's like trying to, but I feel like he's starting to actually want to do stuff in his life, but he's still trying to do stuff in this situation and still continue it rather than actually living his life. And like I said, because of Zivy, that's the reason why he's more on trying to continue this whole thing and trying to do this whole thing, because he's just not, he doesn't make his own choices, and it sucks that he can't like do his own things because people are just controlling him, and it just sucks that Joshua is just not making his own choices and doing his own thing. But I mean, that's just what it is in his life and what's going on there. It is what it is. He allows it because he doesn't know any better, so it just sucks for him. So I mean, it like I said, it is what it is. But it sucks that he also allows these random people, like he doesn't think that all the good memories we have compared to this random named Zivy, like he really thinks that he's a good person because Zivy's sending him money and giving him super chats and stuff. Like, he doesn't realize by getting this stuff that he's always wanted and all this free promotion and all this stuff and money and all this stuff, the stuff that he's allowing to get that stuff is like poison. It's like when Spider-Man gets the Venom suit, basically. For example, it's literally that. He gets the sense of power and these like things that he's never felt before, and he, like all this feeling that he gets from this bad symbiote, and then he starts to feel like, oh wait a minute, you know, his quote is, with great power comes great responsibility, and if you're not responsible, you can't have the power, or you're gonna, you know, self-destruct, I guess, for example. And now that he's feeling how it feels to get that stuff, and all these bots being his subscribers, and he thinks it's power, etc., and all that other stuff that he thinks is power, he can't control that type of stuff, because I mean, it's just someone that's feeding him into this poison and bad, being Zivy, this person putting him in this spot that he's firstly not ready for, but not just that, but he can't control that type of stuff. And because I have responsibility and I can control that power, and he doesn't understand that, and he can't accept and admit the fact, that I can do that type of stuff, and that I am doing that stuff, and I've been doing that since day one for 20 plus years. Because of that, he emotionally lashes out even more, and it makes it even worse that Zivy's encouraging that type of negativity, and that's what's pushing him beyond stress, because he doesn't realize that all that bad's happening because he's obviously getting poured in riches and all that good stuff he's getting out of being friends with the guy, and you know, he's part of the 6-man and stuff like that. Like, it's just not worth it, Joshua. I don't understand why. It's sad. I feel bad, but I mean, like, then again, I don't, because I just don't know who Joshua is. So he never got to know me, never got to know him, and maybe I will someday, but we'll see if he learns from his mistakes, fixes them, and grows from it. Hopefully he does that, because then we can actually be friends for once. But you know, if not, I don't really care. You know, it's just one person. I don't know why these people seem to think I really care about all this. I mean, I really don't. But you know, do what you want, I guess. To even make it worse on Joshua, because he can't do stuff, and it's also because he's not preventing the type of stuff, and he doesn't know how to say no. But like I was saying, like when Spider-Man gets the symbiote, you know, Venom, when it takes over and that starts happening, and he starts to feel that stuff, he gets some of the stuff that he's wanted, and he gets stuff that he didn't know that he wanted, but now he has it, and having that changes him completely. But I mean, this Spider-Man and symbiote and Venom type of thing that I'm talking about is just a perfect example for this situation. And well, speaking of that, but it comes with corrupting him and making him a worse person. I mean, like I just said, if it weren't for certain stuff, and if it weren't for Zivy, then Joshua wouldn't become the bully that he didn't want to be, that he didn't ever like. He wouldn't have become his worst enemy, his worst person, his worst self. He wouldn't have become what he's never liked and all that stuff that he didn't like growing up that's hurt him. Now he's that thing that he doesn't like, because he's allowing these things, and he just basically has no choice because he doesn't know any better. He wasn't taught any better by the parents. And continuing what I was saying earlier, he doesn't see the importance of what is in these things. Like, for example, the importance of what I can have for him and all the stuff that I can give him and teach him and show him. And then, on the other side of things, what he's doing is with Zivy and getting all this free money and all this stuff like that. And he's obviously going to see this as more worth it because his parents aren't going to allow him to choose to be friends with me. He says that his parents have no influence on his decision making, but obviously they do because they still don't like me because they've been in my comments talking trash, and they've been doing that for years. Even when I was under 18, the dad or father said he wanted to fight me. So, that's the type of people that he's allowing around him, even as an adult, and this is the type of people that's been around him. So if anybody's been a bad influence, they're saying that I am. At least I'm not freaking 40, 50 years old trying to fight kids. But that's what they want around is Raymond. So, he sees, oh, super chats, if I be friends with this guy because he hates Zach, as long as I hate Zach with him, I'm going to get super chats, I'm going to get money, I'm going to get this out of being friends with him. That's the same thing that he's trying to do to JJ Orange, but, whatever. He has more reason and reasons to not continue this situation and not do all this stuff. Let's put it this way. Someone like me, who has been supporting him and would support him and his family and his new kid and his new wife, etc., and not continuing this little drama situation. Obviously, when Zivy wasn't involved, we tried to be friends after 2018 because he shook my hands at the park. Like I said, he asked me for some reason, and kept asking me questions, and he's like, oh, do you want to be friends or do you want to fight? It's this whole thing that we're even here for is because you wanted to fight for no reason, Joshua. That's the whole reason we're at the park, so why are you asking me questions like it's a quiz? He's not even he doesn't even know how to treat the situation because his mother obviously is prompting this whole thing to happen. She was recording it. She sees it as something for attention, and Joshua now sees everything he does for attention because of how much it's influenced him. And see, that's the issue. We never got a conclusion to the whole thing. That's just really because of what's around him and because of the people that's around him, that it's never going to be concluded because he's let too much bad in, he's let too much negativity in, too much toxicity, and this is what type of person he's going to forever be because he's just not doing the things. He's not, every time he watches my videos, he watches it with his friends. He doesn't sit there and watch it himself. And if he does watch it himself, he's going to talk to the people that were bad influences around him to get their opinion on it. He's going to ask other people for their opinion on a situation that has nothing to do with other people's opinions, has nothing to do with his parents, has nothing to do with his friends, has nothing to do with his family. It has to do with Zach and Joshua. Simple as that, plain and simple, but he can't seem to figure that out because he's still telling people lies about me, which is why Velocity's talking trash on me, because he wouldn't know anything about any of this if Joshua didn't close his big fat mouth, and that just doesn't want to shut up about this whole situation that's stressing him out so bad, so he's going to make it worse and tell more people. Does he not see? How's the therapist not helping him understand this? Who's the therapist? They need to get fired, bro. On some real stuff, because if that therapist can't even freaking help him with the situation where he's continuing to do this stuff, firstly, Joshua needs to get out of therapy because obviously he's not listening to the therapist that he's using. Either that or the therapist doesn't know what the heck they're doing and doesn't know what to do, and obviously how to help people, and which is kind of weird because don't they have to go through training and stuff to obviously do all that? So it's how are you screwing that up for Joshua, my old friend? What are you doing, bro? That dude deserves to have a good life, and you're not even helping him at all. I think it's not even that. I think it might just be they're not doing the best job, and because of who Joshua has around him and what he allows around himself is the reasoning why he's continuing the whole situation and why he's continuing all this stuff. I think that's the primary reason, but there could be other reasons too. Or he needs to change his therapist and try to figure out some type of solution rather than egging it on, because obviously he's not learning at all. He's not growing. And he's not only not growing into a better person, but not into a fully grown adult, not into a fully grown man. He's not growing at all. He's still an adolescent. And he asks for other people's opinion when he sees my videos, or when he sees the stuff that I make, or the roast videos, in-depth analysis, investigations. When I do those types of stuff, he always asks for other people's opinion, because he's not going to think for himself, because everybody's done stuff for him. This is what I said before, or what I will say later in the video. He's never been taught to do stuff himself, so he's going to ask other people what their opinion is, what he should do, what he should think, and ask other people what the move should be, because he's never done it himself, because he's always manipulated to have this be thought for him, or this be done for him, because he's never had to make a decision himself without help for some reason. Still 20 years later, whatever, how old he is, I don't know, I don't care. At this point in time, it's still being the same way. Even with a wife, kids, he's still vaping, still freaking vaping, and no one's stopping him. And on top of all that, when I was around Joshua, guess what he was not doing? Vaping. And still to this day, no one's helping him. No one cares about him enough to help him. And it's just disappointing that no one's actually doing that, and still allowing him to think negatively about me, to this situation negatively, instead of doing his own thing. It's just sad. And he doesn't talk to me for some reason, even though his parents, don't have to have an influence at this point, because he's an adult. And that's the only reason he blocked me and stopped talking to me to begin with, is because his parents. He says it isn't, but why else would you not sit down and talk with someone else? Because your parents keep telling you not to do that, and so you listen to them even though you're an adult. That's what he's doing. So it's like you're stopping yourself because of what your parents feel, not how you feel. They weren't there when we had those good times, at least not most of the time. And you're going to let them decide for you still as an adult, Joshua? Like, what? But like I was saying, after 2018, we shook hands or whatever, and I didn't hear from him as much, obviously, the reason why, and tried to work things out multiple times over the couple of years. A lot of you guys probably didn't know that, and probably didn't know that little piece of information, but that is true, and that is something that we tried to work on. But it was obviously not the easiest, because his parents had an influence on it, and it was in a toxic environment, so choosing wasn't really something he could do, even as an adult. That's why, which you guys will probably never see it, and there's probably a very, maybe half a handful of people that will see it if Joshua still has it on his YouTube, but he most likely deleted it. But if you ever will see the Model for 2019 1v1 again, if you ever will see it, you could see that I'm trying to be chill with Razorwire and Josh, but obviously Razorwire was talking trash on Josh, and it was a whole thing. Both people, I don't really like how they are. But I mean, it's less of Joshua's fault for his situation. So I mean, I don't really dislike him more than I do Travis or Razorwire. So someone who supports that and acknowledges that he has a wife and kids and doesn't care about video games only and doesn't care about Call of Duty, that's something that I would do for him, and even teach him and help him, and be best friends and have good times. On the other hand, you have these people that probably don't even mention anything about supporting him, and always talk about Call of Duty in their Discord group chat that has Joshua in it, and Zivy, and freaking Velocity and everything, and all they talk about is video games and WWE and Pokemon and all these little things, but mostly just Call of Duty and video games, and not even supporting Joshua, or the fact that he goes to the hospital or anything, or gets his surgeries or goes to the hospital. Like, me supporting that's what he would get out of not continuing this situation and being friends with me. But he chose this side and this thing with Zivy, and continuing this drama, stressing him more out, where he's just confused in life and doesn't know what to do, because the only person that was actually helping him do stuff in life, or at least more than a lot of other people compared, which being me, when he's not allowing that no more and choosing this side of things because he's getting his money and super chats and all this extra stuff, but yet he's not realizing these people don't care about him. The only reason that Zivy and Velocity and Classified Evil and all these other randoms in that gamer group are around Joshua, because they're going to get money out of being around him. They're going to get traction. They're going to get views. They're going to get attention. That's the only reason that these people are around Joshua, and he's too blind to see it. And he acts like he hasn't heard of this stuff and hasn't heard what's going on and all this stuff. I know he's heard what's going on, and I know just because he's not commenting or anything or participating in or whatever, it doesn't mean he's not listening. I know he is, because he always is going to be, because that's just the type of person he is. He's not learned from the situation because there's people preventing him from learning to be a better human being and to grow as a person and to a man, and all the stuff about life that he's being held back on, because not only is his parents doing that, but with Zivy around, that's just gonna hold him back forever now, because like it was already bad enough with his parents not allowing him to do this stuff. With the situation with me, that's already bad enough, because, you know, I've been trying to teach him a lot of stuff. They're seeing what I'm doing as a bad influence because he broke stuff in my house, and etc., stuff that, you know, is just already known, and he was just reckless and wasn't taking responsibility or accountability, and of course because he doesn't have to, because his parents is going to clean it up for him, and that's what's still happening nowadays. And the reason for that is because the parents of Joshua F, the Alpha Shadow Hawk clone, won't let him grow up, won't let him leave the bird's nest. He's not ever able to do whatever Joshua wants to do, because it's what his parents want to do. And then once his parents are gone, it's what Zibby wants him to do, and whoever else he's going to let manipulate him, because for 20 or whatever, however many years he's been on this earth, for however many years, he only knows how to do certain stuff because he wasn't taught to do other things. He wasn't taught to be prepared to be an adult. He wasn't taught to be prepared to be a fully grown man. He wasn't taught to be prepared for specific things. And if you're at this point in the video and you're questioning, why am I talking about Joshua, then you have completely misunderstood the whole reasoning. Like, I'm sure the little gamer group's going to be questioning that. And then, for example, when they do question that, that's when they should just quit and leave this whole situation, because they weren't there for all of this. So obviously they're going to question stuff they weren't there for, and they're going to question stuff that they don't know about because only me and Joshua know about it. Funny how that works. Because any mess that he makes, or any mess that he is manipulated to make by someone else telling him to make that mess, and then he does that very thing, gets cleaned up for him. Everything gets done for him because he has not been taught how to do things on his own, which is why his parents are funding that gaming house. The gaming house and all that gaming stuff, I thought me showing him Call of Duty and all that stuff was a bad influence, but it's like, wait a minute, now they're funding it, and now they're like putting the money into the merch, into the gamer tag that he stole from me, but yet that's something that I was showing him and telling him and all this stuff that apparently was a bad influence, but now they're putting money into it, and it's like, bruh, like, what? Wait a minute. I'm such a bad influence, but you're putting money into the bad influence, you're supporting it, you're encouraging it. I mean, shoot, the mother's in the comments on this stuff that apparently is a bad influence, so I mean, so I'm not a bad influence because like you're helping him do the stuff that you said was a bad influence. It's like, wait, what? So that's why he's not going to learn from it. But when his parents are gone, guess who's still going to be here? Zivy, to control him and to manipulate him. That's why he's made those fake accounts, like I said earlier, and made those videos. That's why he's still doing this type of stuff. I mean, like, I don't even have a script. I don't have any bullet points. I'm literally improvising this entire thing. And it's like they act like it's so hard to figure out what they're doing, and they're hiding and doing all this stuff. Like, I know this more than anybody. I know YouTube and the internet more than all these guys combined. I just know. And that's the bottom line, because ZXinfinite said so. Like, any escape route they have planned, any plan they have planned, their plan B, their plan C, like, I know every move that they're going to make. This is no frickin' chess game. This is no game. This is no nothing. They think it is. They're going to treat it like it is. They're going to treat it like all this stuff that it isn't. And like every single time, I'm going to stop them in their tracks before they continue. That's what these videos are. And like I said earlier, I will be completing the rest of the dedicated playlist to these types of videos as soon as possible, right after this video. I know their every move before they do it. And it's not only just that I'm 10 steps ahead of them. It's just like, it's not like that. It's not that serious or deep. It's literally over someone who's emotionally lashing out because we're not friends anymore or something, or like, I don't know what Joshua's issue is. That's all this whole group's whole thing is about. That's all of where this all is happening. That's why it's happening. The whole reasoning for this is because of that. And I stopped caring years ago, so why should they? They don't even know Joshua, neither do I. So it's like, what are you doing, bruh? because your brains are just automatically connected to video games. So if I don't dumb it down, you guys aren't going to understand it, and I'm not going to. At least a lot. I will a little bit in this video, but when people lose their sense of reality and their reality becomes video games because they're so invested into it, and that is the reason why they're getting mad at me and lashing out on me and being stressed out because they lost in 1v1s and so on and so forth. I mean, when video games takes such a role in someone's life, that's when, like, we got to start talking about, like, locking them up, mental institution. I mean, we got to start solving the oncoming, incoming, upcoming problem before it happens. And if we don't, these people are going to just do that and break the law and do illegal stuff, not just breaking the rules of YouTube and, the internet and just breaking the law. They're going to continue doing that. And every day that goes by, they continue to do that. So, I mean, when I've literally made the warning, which are these videos, and something happens, don't say I didn't tell you so. But the court of public opinion agrees with me, and so does everybody else. So, my work is pretty much finished on my part. It's just now we got to make an actual action, and we have to take action rather than talking about what we all already know. I mean, Zach Velocity, since you know so much about this situation, and in your little chat you're talking about the last video, and at least it's slightly, and then you start bringing up other stuff. If you really want to get technical about what this situation's about, I said it in the last video. 2018, 2017, Joshua, the Alpha Shadow Hot clone, left to go to Alabama. And on his way out, he started treating me badly as a poor friend. But yet, he says that we were best friends and homies, all this stuff. But he treated me very poorly at the end, and sometimes while we hanged out. But apparently to him, we were best friends of all time, blood brothers, all that. So it's kind of interesting how he remembers that we were like blood brothers, best friends, homies, all that stuff. But forgetting the fact that he didn't seem to treat me that way, didn't seem to act that way when he was around me right before he left even. And then after that, like, that was it. But he still kept making videos. He kept still, harassing and bullying. So, I mean, that's whatever. But then getting this random Zach Velocity and getting these randoms and teaming up with old people that didn't like me, beating them in Call of Duty, like Zivy, for example, and them being emotionally attached to video games. If it all stems back to that, right, then that would mean in 2018, after Joshua would have left, and the whole situation's over. And that was it. It shouldn't have continued from there. That there's nothing to continue. There's nothing to even go from there, because he's the only one that was around me in real life. The rest, this is all just internet stuff. So if it's too hard for you to put 2 and 2 together, obviously what I'm saying is none of this matters. So why does it matter to Zach Velocity? That is a question that we're going to get into one last time for this content deputy on Velocity, because it seems like he doesn't understand simple, basic human thinking and plain and simple stuff. He just simply could not figure out what the last video was about and what it was. So if he needs his father's help, needing his hand held and helped through everything, and since he needs that much help to understand this, I'm going to break it down just a little bit, and then we're going to move on from this. And for those who are watching this video and for some reason didn't watch the last one, for those unaware, and if for some reason you guys haven't seen part 1 of this, even though I have been exposing this group of gamers for years now, I showed in part 1 that this guy's a scammer, saying he has fans when he does not, and has a lot of numbers that don't add up correctly. I mean, bots exist, so it can look like it adds up fine, but that's from the outside looking in. So, for example, like if you were to just look at it on a surface level, and that goes for everybody else in the little gamer group, not just Velocity. So I did a small amount of research and showed the same result. If you look at Velocity, Zivy, I don't know, Joshua F, the Alpha Shadow Hawk clone, or anyone in that little gamer group of COD Zombie Stormtroopers, and that is, the numbers are heavily inflated. Numbers show, but the results don't. As in, bots will appear in followers in social media or subscribers, but they have no engagement with tweets or posts. Thousands of hundreds of fake people, or what seem like people, seem like followers, seem like subscribers, but when you go to Twitter, these guys don't even hit 10 likes and no comments or replies. And I've shown that already for multiple people in this little gamer group. multiple times. All I have to do is do the research. Now, the other part of their scamming is them trying to sell merch and saying that it's actually selling when no one's buying it. That's just a straight up lie. Like, look at the graph. Do some research. Absolutely no one is purchasing these and posting that they purchased it. You know why they're not doing that? Because the only time anyone gets a hold of those things is if it's given to family members and friends like Joshua's been doing, and even then, no one is seen wearing or promoting the fraud con artist clone Joshua for any of these randoms' clothing or merch, because no one cares about these randoms, especially when random gamers try to do adult things and whatnot. It's just impossible until you grow up into a man. I have advice for everyone in that gamer group. Don't do things you are not ready for. That's it. That's as simple as that. Like, that's obviously what Joshua F needs to hear. Jumping to conclusions when talking about me with no evidence, and thinking they get money for showing simple basic gameplay of Borderlands, Call of Duty, Minecraft, Resident Evil, Legend of Zelda. Yeah, okay, the brick wall believes you, but me and the audience still don't, and never will. I mean, you don't give anything that we can work with. No proof and evidence. Like, for an example, like proof and evidence. Just sitting there spam uploading basic generic gameplays and posting them in random nonsense, that's not helping anyone, and it's not benefiting the platform by existing. Like I said before, if these channels that they made would not exist, or if they were to delete it, or if they got banned, I mean, it would do the platform better, and it would be better for the platform, but it wouldn't make a difference if it was on the platform or not. And it's funny because these are the same people that will call YouTube a dead platform, but then continue to live stream on it, continue to post on it, and continue to upload on it. So yeah, I don't know. These classified evils and zivvies are just weird. Brains not really working. And it's just not helping anyone. I mean, just look at how many people like and reply to their tweets, for example. On any social media, even YouTube, no one even looks at this group stuff because no one cares about them. And you can't prove me wrong because I already showed proof and evidence in the last part to this whole thing. In the first video that I did about Zach Velocity, I literally showed an example of someone who apparently is one of the biggest ones in that little gamer group. But then you go to Twitter and it's like, wait, where's all the people at? Where's all the followers, subscribers, all this stuff? They don't exist because they're bots. And that's how much people care about these channels and these people. They don't. Unless, you know, you want to count fake people that are completely made up and imaginary people, then go right ahead. That's why I don't say imagine, because I don't imagine things, and I don't have imaginary friends, and I don't have imaginary voices like Zivvy does and whatnot. That's why I don't say that word, because I don't imagine. I do. I do facts. I do real reality. People that are lazy and unproductive and don't do anything for anybody and don't actually have a reason for existing, those are the people that imagine. Those people are not in reality, that are too much in their imaginary world and not living in reality and not actually, you know, doing stuff in reality, because they're just wasting their time imagining and in their little fairy tale land and letting everybody do stuff for them, like parents and stuff, you know, instead of actually doing stuff themselves. I mean, why do you think that Zivvy's always on his PC all the time? Because that's his life. That's what he's going to do for every day of his life. That's why anything that has to do with reality, he doesn't like. He can't deal with. He doesn't understand. Because his brain doesn't really... It's not in reality. He's detached from reality. That's why he says, oh, these logical fallacies and logic is not going to work, and it doesn't work, because he obviously can't deconstruct an argument. He can't deconstruct any points. He can't understand any of the stuff, because his whole life is video games and his PC. That's what he does for the rest of his life. He doesn't earn money. He doesn't work. He doesn't do anything. His life is the PC. Why do you think he's imagining that he gets paid for playing video games when he deletes almost every single stream? So he's not going to get paid because he keeps deleting streams that all are just talking bad about me and talking trash and, you know, some just complaining about stuff that nobody cared about. He's literally basing his entire account, both on YouTube and on Twitch, on me. And then he deletes it like he's scared that it's going up or something. It's like, what the heck is he doing? Like, why? This kid's mental, bro. Like, why is he not, like, locked up, you know? He needs to get behind bars. He'll sit there for hours talking trash on one of my videos or one of my live streams, or going back on an old channel of mine or something, streaming it to his couple of members watching or something like that, and it's just rightful watching, and which is that's weird on its own and zesty, but whatever, and sus. But you know, he'll be doing that, and then he'll delete the live stream after, because he acts like he doesn't spend his entire life basing it on talking trash on me, which is, again, zesty and sus. But I don't swing on that other side of the fence. So, you know, like I said, keep that within Joshua and Velocity and all your little group. You can keep that over there, because I don't do none of that. So just keep that to yourself, Zibby. Almost every video and almost every live stream is about me, and you know, they're gonna say, oh well, you make every video and every live stream about you. Yeah, I'm sure I'd have thousands of videos and live streams. They're totally based on you guys only. You know, the whole channel based on drama, based on negativity. That's all it's about. It's not about beating games and all these accomplishments and all these collaborations and all these funny moment videos and all this stuff that you can not even imagine doing. Speaking of imagine, because they can't think of it, they can't imagine it, and they can't do it. So, yeah. And pretty much just all the videos and live streams that everybody loves and everybody enjoys and everybody just likes and all that stuff and shares with their friends, family, all that. And, you know, that's just what I do. People love it. I love it. And it's as simple as that. No more, no less. You guys will never do in your entire life and never even will even think about half of the stuff. And then, you know, you just can't do that. You can't do music and stuff, so don't even try it. Why do you think he's responding to a video that was 3 years ago? Because he's now finding stuff to say about it. Because he's not the fastest, obviously, because that video came out like 4 years ago and he did a video about it and mentioned my new channel that wasn't even related to that video, because again, that video was like 4 years ago. So obviously he's slow and on the slow side, but it's okay. You know, not everybody's the quickest. Not everybody has to be the quickest. I'm the best of all time. I haven't lost a 1v1. I don't know how many times I have to say when everyone can see and knows. I understand they can't accept or admit it, even after the first time I said it, but they just don't want to accept it. I mean, okay, if it actually helped people, the content they do and all that stuff they do, if it actually helped fans or whatever, they would be in the comments of these videos and letting me know, oh, they helped me with this. Oh, this tutorial to get a gold clan tag. Oh my gosh. Even though there's not hundreds of other better videos that are on it. Yeah, no, not only have they not helped anybody, they have not done anything that would be like what would happen if they actually had fans and stuff. But no, the only comments I get on the videos that, you know, obviously expose for what they are and stuff like that, and the roast videos, etc., the in-depth analysis and investigation videos, and just all those videos in general, if they actually had fans, they would be commenting. But the only people that comment are them complaining about stuff that no one agrees with them on, and just random stuff that just nobody cared about, getting mad and trying to defend video games and their obsession with it, and them stressing out about and complaining about stuff that never happened, just being delusional and just moaning and crying in the comments and whining. And it's like, it doesn't help anybody. So who cares? Why are you crying about video games? You don't see me doing that, so why do you think I care? Oh, it's because I'm their father and they're the little kid, and I'm the freaking dad. So they came out of my balls. They act like they have so much importance, but they just don't. Because again, just do simple research like I did. Like I did a quick search, and you can see that no one likes Velocity's tweets. He acts like he has this such a fan base, but he literally sits there with 2,000 followers, and he gets like maybe 2 likes every month or something. You have to like scroll down to get any tweet that has at least 2 likes. Like you have to scroll for minutes. You could see like no likes, 1 like, 2 likes. And normally when it actually gets traction, it's because he's responding to someone that actually has a following, or responding to some game company that has a following, etc. Like when you do stuff like that, obviously people are going to see it, because it's people that actually have a following, like Panda Express, for example, because people like those stuff, because they give them a reason to like it, and they don't just exist for no reason. Just like everybody in the little gamer group of COD Zombie Stormtroopers, all and every single one of them, individually and put together, have no fans, like, and they have no reason to exist. They're just casual gamers who just start streaming and start putting videos up of them just doing basic normal gameplays, or like getting lucky with the ninja fuse or getting lucky with the clip, because there's no skill in any of it. I mean, especially when multiple people in that little group I beat in 1v1, so I mean, I know when there's skill, because I literally showed them what skill is, and the funniest part is Joshua deleted the MW 2019 1v1, and Zivy deleted the Black Ops 3 1v1. Let's not forget the fact that I showed Joshua Call of Duty to begin with, and if I didn't show him that, he would still be playing Nintendo games, so, there's that. Then they're gonna still try to talk when it's like their opinion is, it's done, like, you're done, pal, like, cut it, you're done, you can't, you already have done, you had your chance, and you lost your chance, so it's like, nah, cut it, you're done. But going back to it, Panda Express, they make decent food, so they have a following for that decent food, and they don't scam people. So, I mean, it's not a very hard thing to grasp. They act like they don't understand this type of stuff, but I'm not going to dumb it down for them to have ways to understand this. If they did the stuff that they said they do and had the following and had all the stuff that they had, they should know about this already. But obviously they don't. They're gamers. They don't know any of this stuff. This is just not a territory they should be getting into. And because it's a trend, or FaZe Clan did it, or this clan did it, or they saw this content creator do it, they think that it's so easy to do. And it's like, no, you're just polluting the platform with more spam and more stuff that's just not benefiting the platform or anything. Just simply, okay, if you like Call of Duty, if you're a fan of Call of Duty, FaZe Clan, whatever, just go look at their channels and see how useless it is. There's no point. It's not entertaining, it's not funny, it's not comedic, there's just nothing about it. They have no charisma at all. They just sit there and just say stuff every once in a while, and they're just sitting there blank face staring at the screen, putting up generic gameplay of them like maybe getting a 5 to 10 kill streak, and that's the best they can do unless they party up, and then they can actually start getting stuff because they don't really have anything on their own. So that's why they're partying up, because then they can actually hit kill streaks and all that stuff, just like a lot of people can when they party up, because when a lot of people go solo, that also happens where they can't do that good unless they get lucky. And it's the same for this group. That's how casual, that's just what they are, just casual gamers. There's nothing that makes them any different from any other gaming channel you can find on the platform that's like different between the two. Like if you just put them next to each other, you wouldn't see a difference. That's the point that I've been saying for years, by the way, also. And if they did have something about them that made them stand out, or just something different, I would have said that. But obviously they don't, and they never will, because this is the type of stuff that they're doing, and this is their behaviors. These are just points that I've already said, though. This is something that if you're new to the whole thing, then you don't know. If you've seen the roast videos from previously before, you already know these points. We're way past that point, because like I said, 2018, that was it for me and the Joshua Alpha Shadow Hot Clone. It's been 8 to 9 years, so I mean, if they can't get over that, then I don't know what to tell them. They're like middle school girls that want all the fame and attention. Drama queen group of con zombie stormtrooper gamers. Guess who's in my messages? And yo, look at how many. Who messages that much when he doesn't even know me? I'm not gonna read the whole thing. Obviously, if he's too scared and intimidated by me that he can't even directly call me, that just says it right there. That says everything there is to know. Why are you scared of me, Zach Velocity? Why are you so scared of doing a debate on a call? What is stopping you from doing that? Why are you so scared of me? It doesn't make any sense. It starts out like this, and I could tell this is how it started out. Zivy doesn't automatically respond, so he's like, oh, you shouldn't just give him a response, you shouldn't respond to him. So basically, because I notice that without Zivy saying that to Joshua, to Velocity, to everybody else, that's why they don't debate, because he's saying don't debate with them, because he knows that he can't win. That's why he's not doing it to begin with. He knows they can't win in a debate against me, so that's why he's telling them. And he's basically bossing them around, which is kind of zesty, but I mean, like, that's how easy it is to manipulate those types of people, I guess. Because I mean, like, if they just let him around, that to begin with is already like you're gonna have a lot of issues. And if they're that gullible to do everything he says, like, obviously this is something that continues because the encouragement of BS that nobody cares about. But when someone is terminally online and this is what their life's about, is video games, then obviously, they're gonna do everything to be right about video games or to be the best at video games. But it's like, dude, you lost twice in a 1v1. Just leave it at that. You're not the best. You can delete all your live streams and videos of you sucking at Call of Duty and not being good at video games, because you're not. You just live stream it and upload it just like everybody else in the little gamer group does. There's nothing you do that's just outstanding. And you should just accept that fact and admit that you're not the best. I mean, you got beat twice and you deleted it. So you can either accept and admit it, or you can continue living on with that memory in your head, knowing that you saw the screen of you in second place and me in first place, me 30-0ing you and not losing a single freaking life, and 30-0 on, free-for-all, and you got completely annihilated, and you know it. Unless you want to re-upload that video and show everybody that I'm wrong. If you want to show your proof of proving me wrong, then go ahead and re-upload that video, and we'll see who's right about that. But until then, as long as you remember it, that's all that matters, because Call of Duty doesn't matter that much. Life isn't Call of Duty, Zivvy. Video games are not life, Zivvy. That's just it. You get off your butt, you get a girl, you get a job, and you go out there and you do life. Because video games are not life. I've seen how you truly are when you play games. When you're not picking your nose and ear, you spam report people because you lose gunfights. I mean, why do you think you lost against me? Because you're just a casual gamer. You're nothing special. Nobody cares about gravity. Nobody cares about no clan, team, battle, 6v6. Like, it's not going to happen because you're just not on my level. You should just admit and accept that. Before the 1v1 you couldn't, and afterwards for 6 years you couldn't. So, I mean, that should tell you all you need to know about yourself. It shows that you don't even work on yourself and haven't even worked on yourself enough to even know enough about yourself, because even you deny the fact that you're not good at games and that you're not good at other things, and somehow you still believe that you can do all kinds of stuff that you can't, and continue to tell yourself lies. So continue doing that, I guess. I don't know. Congrats. Good job. Just something's wrong, and you need to fix that. You need to fix that now. But then letting him boss you around, like, that's kind of sus, bro. Like, I thought people got merch and people got money and stuff, but they're being bossed around by Zivvy. So yeah, I'm not believing Joshua anytime soon, especially. I feel like, if we were to stand, like I said in the last video, if we were to stand like next to each other, it'd be like a little leprechaun. And then, okay, my bad. Let's just get back into the video. Here, how about this? The shortest messages I'll look at. He says in the last video that I talked about him while I talked about Joshua, but then doesn't show proof. Then says I talk about other stuff and people in that video. Well, yeah, because my point was velocity has nothing to do with anything, like I just said earlier. Just a random who thinks he's good at games, just like his little gamer group and everyone in it. Every point went over this random's head, just like it does for Zivvy and Josh, man. This is sad. Mental deficiency is at an all-time high with these randos. Did you even watch the video, Zach Velocity? Is it that hard to understand me? So, let's see. Also, my background was made by Surge themselves. Oh my gosh, it was made by Surge? Who asked? I mean, like, it's like Joshua winning a gaming chair. Cool. Awesome. You want to see my gaming chair? Let me show you my gaming chair right now. I don't even have one. Look at this. This is my gaming chair. And this thing. Freaking, it makes my back feel better. Because, I mean, like, when you're sitting in chairs and you're on the grind, like, you need to take care of yourself. So, always make sure, like, you can even use a pillow, man. Like, that's just stuff you can do. Oh my gosh, congratulations. Good for you. Why are Surge making stuff for people that don't show anything, no skill on Call of Duty, don't show anything? It must have been some free giveaway, because there's no way. Not only that, it must have been, like, that easy to get into, like, a free giveaway. And there must have not have been a lot of people that you were competing with to actually get the thing. As in, like, not a lot of people went into the same contest, so your chances were even higher. I'm sure of it. So, congratulations, I guess. Cool. That doesn't really change the situation. That doesn't make you not scared of me, but, I mean, thanks for letting people know useless information. If I have to guess, I'll have to go through years of live stream when you've spoken me first and started whatever you did. It's like he doesn't even know what he's talking about. Like, what is this just random letters put together and random words? Like, he's not even, like, speaking straight English. Like, it's just gibberish. Like, what the heck is he talking about? Like, he's saying that I started talking about him. It's like, I don't care about someone I don't know. And if I didn't even know about someone, why would I talk about what? What is this coming from? Like, no proof and evidence. No, bruh, I didn't comment on your stream and start randomly talking trash. Like, that's not something I do, because that's a waste of time. And I know you don't know me, but newsflash, I don't like wasting time. And that's worthless to me. I wouldn't even think of doing that. But you did it. Why? That's the question everybody's been asking, because why did you start caring about me and being a fan of me? So that's why you started commenting. Like, we had one interaction years ago, and it was because of Joshua, and I was supporting his tweet or whatever just because I happened to see it on Twitter, and that was our only interaction. And then all of a sudden you hate me now, Velocity? Like, what is wrong with you? Velocity is weird, bro. Something's wrong with him. Anyways, I never went to anybody's live stream and just started randomly talking trash and start saying stuff about the Josh situation. That's what he did, and that's what the last video was about, and talking about what's the reason for it. And then you emotionally lash out, spam me in texts, and you don't even answer like why you even said that to begin with, and you're saying that I was the one who had an issue with you. I don't even know you. Like, how can I, like, what? This is why you need to talk to me on the phone, Zach Velocity. I don't know why you're so scared to do that. Just go ahead and debate, call, and then we'll figure out your issue then. And then you can quit complaining and move on with your life. No wonder this dude's mental. Like, he can't even talk straight to me, so he's just scared. I don't know why. I don't get your weird obsession. It's pretty hilarious because he came to my channel multiple times commenting on my live streams. Now, I don't care enough, so I didn't screenshot every single time that he's commented, only just the one time recently that he commented, and that was in part 1. And because I do more stuff than video games, and I don't sit here every minute of my life to spend on video games and on the internet and stuff, so no, I didn't get all the proof and evidence because, for one, I don't care. For 2, this is very stupid. For 3, I'm, again, not on the internet every second of my life. So that's it. The only time that I've ever went on Zach Velocity's stuff, and he knows this, he's not going to admit it because obviously mental, he drinks a lot, so he's not going to remember, as you could see in the last video. We had one interaction in the past, I just talked about that, and then after that, I went to his Twitter to ask him, hey, what is your issue with me? If you want to talk and call and debate, we can do that. And I have the tweets actually right here if you really want to see it. I'm sure he's deleted it, but I didn't. Here's a proof for that. Which, by the way, I do want to bring up the fact that in the last video I couldn't even message him, and then all of a sudden he sends me several messages, and then he blocks me. And that's what this video is about. So it's kind of funny that I wasn't even able to message him, so this was the only way I could have. At least there's one way that he got off the internet, by attending that thing going on. So I just pretty much say what's obvious and what everybody can see. And then the second one, again, the first tweet at the top is just stuff that's obvious, but the second one, it's just, you know, I mean, when it really comes down to everything, it's like, if this is how serious it is, then I'm just going to give him a little bit of advice, but I mean, he should be able to figure that out on his own. And of course, this tweet's going to get 2 likes because it's what it's about, and the context of it, it's some heavy stuff. But again, it's the same thing with Joshua's content. Like, that's when he gets likes, that's when he gets support and stuff, when he has to go to the hospital, or when he's doing the surgery, when he's doing this. He guilt trips people, makes them feel bad, and that's what I exposed in those videos about him. Because they're scammers. They only care about getting the views, and they're like J-Station. They're going to milk everything. I mean, just take a look at Zivvy's videos, for example. Oh, wait, he took them down after getting all those views. But did everybody support his videos of him talking trash for hours and complaining to nobody? No, nobody liked the video, had no likes on it, and it was all dislikes. So, I mean, no wonder he either privated or deleted the videos. And that's what happens, though. Like, when you just be toxic for no reason that nobody asked for and start acting a way that just nobody cares for, and you're just wasting time and energy, effort, dedication, all the stuff I said before. Just because I'm better than you at video games, it's like, come the heck on, man. So, I mean, I just let him know, like, as if it was a last message to him, before he blocks me and doesn't allow me to do a message. I just let him know, all in one, pretty much. And anybody can complain, oh, you just sent him 3 tweets, oh, you said so many words, this, that. Yeah, well, nobody's complaining besides you, so just grow up. It's not that deep or serious. It's what I told this group. Does he not see how much times he messaged me and didn't even directly talk to me? But I'm obsessed? Okay, sure. Now, again, this goes back to the question. If I'm obsessed, Zach Velocity, were you there in 2008, 2016, 2017 with me and Joshua, Shadow Hot Clone, that fake clone? No, you were not there. So who would be obsessed if you weren't even there and you're obsessed about talking about this? And why are you so scared of me that you can't even directly talk to me? Like, just explain to me that. I didn't think part 2 would be so disappointing. I would have thought he would have had the balls. I thought he would have grew a pair and been ready for this. But nope. I was let down. Yeah, the other 2 texts are just like non-coherent things that he's talking about. He's talking about something that I didn't even talk about in the video, bringing up stuff that I didn't even say. So, I mean, I guess him and Josh have a lot of stuff in common in terms of that. That's gonna be the thumbnail right there. Look at this piece of art. This is freaking hilarious, bro. Fully grown men that are so mad over video games that they block me and can't even talk directly to me. Zach Velocity, why are you and your group so sensitive? Why do you act female? Why do you do that? I think he's emotionally upset because I showed everyone that no one likes his tweets, and now all of a sudden he's getting likes on his tweets. Just one like, and all it is Panda Express. I will literally put money on it that Joshua got him into WWE and the Pokemon cards. I literally know that's what it is. There's no way that this complete random that all of a sudden is best friends with Josh just starts doing that all of a sudden. I've been literally doing this for so long, so like when I see people all of a sudden start doing Call of Duty or liking FaZe Jev or Legend of Zelda or Pokemon or Minecraft just because I originally did, it's so weird to see that. Like, it's beyond zesty. Like, that's a complete another level of zesty that no one has been gone to before. Actually, no, it's been gone to before. It's just like an extreme level of zesty. I don't know why he's so mad that he blocked me because he gets no likes on his tweets and I showed what everybody can see. He knows it. So why is he getting mad? Is he mad at himself? Because it seems like that's what he would be mad at. He wouldn't be mad at me for showing what he already can see. He already knows that nobody likes his stuff. Nobody likes him because this is how he is. No one's going to like you, Zach Velocity. No one did before. Because obviously I just showed that no one looked at your tweets, that you spam tweet all the time. You say I do all this stuff and making all these posts and making all this stuff, but you literally tweet multiple times a day and no one looks at it. It was already obvious, and I made this point already, but if I have to spell everything out for you because you can't even comprehend the stuff that I'm talking about because you don't understand and you lack common sense, it's not very hard to understand these simple things. And it's not rocket science. It's funny because then they'll start comparing like my stuff and they'll be like, oh yeah, well you post multiple times a day and you make all these YouTube videos, and how and like Ivy will say, how many viewers will come back to your videos and how many people actually come back to your videos and subscribe and all this other stuff. It's like, I'm not as dedicated as you guys are. You make it obvious that this is all you do. Call of Duty is all you do. Posting is all you do. Over Call of Duty, over video games. I mean, just look at Zach Velocity's tweets. I can literally do it right now and I'll show you 99% of his posts are on Call of Duty, or it's on WWE, or it's on Pokemon. And all of a sudden, I'm pretty sure he has not been into Pokemon or WWE until maybe Joshua showed it to him. So it's like, come on now. They're going to try to use that argument to say that, oh, well, I do all this stuff. Well, yeah, I'm very dedicated, but if I don't get the numbers, I don't care. They care about the numbers. They're the ones who care about numbers, so obviously they're going to try to bring up that argument because the numbers and the views and the likes and the follows and the comments and the subscribers and the donations and all that stuff, that matters to them. You don't see me bringing up that point unless it's them liking that type of stuff and only caring about that type of stuff, because that's all they care about. They don't care about fans because, well, they don't get any to begin with, so they can't care about something they don't ever get and they never have gotten before. So why would they care about it? Because they really didn't. And if they had any, they don't still care about it. They care about their own self-gain and their own things. This is points that I've already made. So it's like, if I have to piece all these little things together because they don't understand my points, well, this is very elementary and very preschool-like. All you guys had to do was debate and talk to me, but you're too scared of me. Puny gamers. I mean, you really expect me to read all that spam of Velocity emotionally lashing out, spamming me? I wasn't even able to message him, and he spammed me that and then blocked me right after. And him having a mental breakdown and in the DMs, and you want me to respond to that? I mean, I did a little bit. But all of that? You really want me to read all of that? He didn't even respond good. And it's just Velocity acting like a female again. So I'm not reading everything because it's from a numbskull who is mad because he wants to defend his lover boyfriend Joshua F, the Alpha Shadow Hot clone, someone he doesn't know. If something screams pointless, it's this guy's words. Immature leprechaun. He be thinking he's hard. You know how far down I have to look just to see his head? I can't even look at his face from down below because my head can't look that low. They're magically delicious.
Got him!
Saying that I'm mental, I guess we're just gonna all forget about the videos and live streams Zivy and Joshua did, then all the posts that were made about me, then the entire website Zivy made about me. But I'm obsessed and I'm the one who's mental. Yeah, your point is really believable, Velocity. It's like if they do any type of research, they'll be proven wrong, but they avoid doing that, which is why they say some of this stuff. And I was going to look at his tweets now and even respond to the rest of the messages and actually look at them, but I mean, what would be the point of doing that when this video's done its work? He's hiding from the truth now, blocking me like Joshua did. Why were they scared of me? These cop-outs, sellouts. Joshua sold out in 2017. He failed. He failed so many times in every objective for years. I asked him to hit clips. He cried because of prom. He's not going to make no money because he's going to cry to his mom when it doesn't go his way. I don't believe he's working a job because of when it doesn't go his way while he's there. He's going to go run back to his mother instead of growing a pair. And it's like, man up. Straighten up for once, soldier. I know you don't like doing anything straight your head at Joshua, but this group, you're putting yourself around, making you go the other ways, distracting you. That's all the slow group is a distraction. That's all they can be. Useless randoms put together because they're afraid of me. Especially Zibby. The picture I have here for this video is the moral of the story and the message I have been saying for years since Joshua started being a Karen in 2017 and talking bad about me, then getting a group of gamers with no knowledge of video games just like him to talk trash on my gameplays. This is the key thing. The key thing is this picture. If you're not doing this picture or agreeing with it, you're wasting your life away. Years of this weirdo Joshua F, the Alpha Shadow Hot clone's life has been wasted, of him telling lies to other people about me, and now he's friends with Zivy, which is going to completely screw up his life. But I've said it already. All this winning, I did it already. What's another win? A celebration. So I'm going to go celebrate while appreciating this picture. But first, the roundup. In conclusion, all the stuff he says in his messages doesn't even talk about his issue he has with me, which is the whole thing that I asked. Besides that, I don't care what Velocity has to say. If he's not going to get to the point, if he's going to hide and act like a female and not talk about the situation and debate, then this is just a waste of time and he wants to continue wasting his time. Sure, he can do that. He's going to continue hiding behind his screen, yelling at his monitor, slamming on his desk and keyboard, and spam typing random words, making incomprehensible sentences about stuff that never happened because his blood brother Joshua and him and Ivy got exposed in that little gamer group. And then he got exposed and he can't handle it. Who cares? Go ninja defuse. It's funny though because he says I have an issue with him, but I never cared about Zach Velocity. I said this earlier. I can't even talk to Velocity because he's gonna run away scared to death like he did on Twitter. Joshua F loves Velocity. That's that. He cares about him. So give that care back to him. Why are you putting me in the middle of your guys' relationship more than friendship? I never asked for this. This is sus and zesty. Why am I not surprised that Zach Velocity decided to still complain about stuff that didn't happen, didn't even get to the point, and ignored my question to him? And it was just one question. All he had to do was simply answer and call the debate if it was that serious or deep. It's still that serious or deep, obviously, but he avoided doing that because he's scared, and he just wastes more time in his reply. He sits there talking about stuff that just is irrelevant to the entire thing, says all this BS. It's like this dude didn't understand anything I said. This was stupid, but another win. Not shocked that they are not ready to be adult talk. That's all I asked for in the original video. But Joshua F, Velocity, and their group wants to be pansy cowards and not debate. So my work here is done. You're welcome, fans. Love you, and LG forever.